we're back for the last part of the Gary Russen program on GJRB. As we get to the end of the program here on GJRB, here on Spreaker, and we're closing out our program for today and last half hour or so of the Gary Russen program here on GJRB Online. So stay with me. We'll get some final comments and stuff on what we've been talking about on the air here on GJRB as we close out the show. A few, we just last 28 minutes left of the Gary Russen program for today here on GJRB Online. So we're going to just kind of wrap it up and talk about anything. No features, no breaks, no weather on the fives. We're about done with that for now. And just giving you the update on that. For people listening in Vermont, and all the way up the eastern seaboard, you guys are under a blizzard watch as that nor'easter comes in. So batten down the hatches and stay home and just let it go through. And yeah, just dream of warm weather. That's it. That's all you do. And it'll probably be coming sooner than you think. And I bet you, I don't know, the nor'easters, I guess, get really nasty. So we'll keep an eye on that for you when we're on the air here on GJRB. Okay. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to do right now, kind of going through some more postings. I'm back on Facebook, and I'm going to go to Google Plus right now. And I already posted the show on there, but I'm also going to go into my let's see what I go in there. Let's see. I want to go back into Google. Okay, let's see. We're going to do that. Okay, there we go. And we're going to do that. And also visit that. Let's see. We also put our show on Pinterest. I want to go and see what's going on the GJRB Spreaker public site real quick. Okay. And then we're going to do some more news hunting and see if there's any late-breaking stories up. We are live. We are live right now, the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online. Wow, what they do, they changed the Spreaker public site. The public site looks different. They moved the icons around a little bit, and they counting my downloads. They moved a lot of stuff. They changed they changed the site a little bit, and now they show how many downloads the show's got. And it tells me I don't have listeners at this point, which I kind of figured I wouldn't. And they did something different. They're counting how many downloads the show gets. So they kind of changed the page a little bit. Kind of looks nicer. They put this. They still have the shows how many listeners might have listened to the program, and then they have how many downloads the program got. A lot of those are probably the downloads I did for the last bit, but looks nice. Looks how many hits I've got. And I've been on the air live since 3 o'clock and no hits whatsoever on any one of my parts. No hits. Nobody up. Nobody listening to the program. Imagine that. All right, let's see. It's down the page a little bit. Let's see what we've got here. I'm going down and find some more stuff as I am on the Google site right now. I'm on Google and reading some of that news on Google Plus. Fox News Insider: Democrats help the media want to cement in American minds that President Donald Trump only defeated Clinton because of Russian hackers, according to Laura Ingraham. There they go on that Russian hackers again. They believe that the Russians stuck their nose in our elections. I'm going to go further and down the line. You would think Russia would have been for Trump or something, for Obama or something. Their fellow comrade Obama. But I don't know. Back to life after Monday and Tuesday. I like that. Okay, let me see if there's any more postings of news. I'm going down the page. Usually just look for a lot of news on this thing, basically. Stephen Colbert and President Obama's former White House photographer, Pete Souza, both mocked Kellyanne Conway for her remark about the potential for microwaves to be turned into cameras to spy on Americans. Huh? What the heck is that? You're kidding me. Colbert said that Kellyanne Conway, and her name's well known, tweeted, and I'm putting this, that apparently Obama's former White House photographer Pete Souza and Stephen Colbert made fun of Kellyanne Conway after her remark of a potential microwave which could be turned into cameras to spy on Americans. Conway pushed back against that, saying she called against what she called fake news headlines Monday, with numerous reports quoting her as having accused Obama of spying on Trump Tower using microwaves. During an interview with the Bergen Record, the senior counselor for President Trump was asked simply whether she knows that Trump's tower was wiretapped. She answered, and this is a quote, "There are many ways to surveil each other now." And unfortunately, Conway said, there was an article this week that talked about that, how you can surveil someone through their phones, certainly through their television sets, any number of ways, microwaves that turn into cameras, etc. And so we know that that is just a fact of modern life. Conway later certified that her remarks about the president and wiretapping were intended only as a general comment about surveillance. Okay, someone's going to tell me how the heck you turn microwaves into cameras. Well, probably a tech-savvy person who may be listening probably could tell me, but I've never heard of such a thing. Turning microwaves into cameras. How the heck did anybody do that? Never heard of that. Turning microwaves into... I don't know about that. That's bizarre. I mean, how the heck can you do that? But Kellyanne Conway said that in a tweet, and this is one of her tweets, half on wiretap claims, have said that many times that they are pleased that the White House Senate Intel committees are investigating and will comment afterward. And then she responded, Bergen Record is about surveillance articles in News and Techniques, generally not about campaign headlines, just wrong. Kellyanne Conway talking about this. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to try to figure out how the heck you turn microwaves into cameras. Late Show. Colbert jokingly turned the show's cameras into microwaves. It's true. It's time. It's true. Microwaves that turn into cameras. How can you think we filmed this show? He said. Jim shows them the camera 3 before retrieving a hot pocket from the microwave and whispering, "I miss you," in the 44th to the 44th president. There's a clip on this. Well, Colbert, was he a liberal? Yeah, more than likely they make up this stuff. You know, you gotta laugh at these people. They're just crazy. These people are just totally nuts out of their mind. They come up with this stuff. So now they say you can turn microwaves into cameras and survey and watch your neighbors. I'm not going to do it, but I'm trying to figure out how the heck you can do this. Okay, because I'm going, okay, you have to be techie savvy to do this one, because I couldn't even second guess how that's done. Okay. I mean, really, that's crazy. Who would come up with this? That's a new one on me. Turning microwaves into cameras so that you can surveil your neighbors. Scary thought. Area code 563-613-4260. I've been getting bogus phone calls on me because I read out my number on the air. But I'm just doing that to see if I can get calls. I don't care who calls me because sometimes if I don't recognize the telephone number, I don't answer it. So, yeah. I just want to see if there's answers. I want to see if there's people calling the program. I mean, it would be kind of nice to add to the program, wouldn't it? We get a call. Because if we get a call on this program, it goes into the best of for a repeat. So you might hear yourself back on your internet radio. So you want to call me, you can be on the air, and I'll play it back. I'll replay it. I can guarantee it. Because if I get a call, it is a Gary Russen program moment. And it might get played 3 to 4 times because it'll get played during my heartbreaks on this program. So more than likely, call me. You might hear yourself. Think about it. All right, I'll tell you what we're going to do right now. I'm going to talk about what's coming up this week on GJRB Online again. I know you look forward to that. I look forward to doing that. Got coming up. Well, after the Gary Russen program today, Friday, it's 1 p.m., the last 7 days. Now, this is the program I recorded from McDonald's here on the other side of town, on Lincoln Way, recorded on March 8th, 2017. We are moving the last 7 days over now to another location. So I will be trying to be recording that one on tomorrow morning. This is going to be recorded over at the other side of town at Burger King on 2nd Street here in Clinton. So we're moving it over. And I will have that recorded and brought to you later on here on GJRB as a podcast. So aware of that. But the last 7 days, rebroadcast, we're going to run that live from March 8th at the McDonald's on Lincoln Way. And we'll rebroadcast that one at 1 o'clock Central Time, followed to 3 o'clock by way out there. The strange, the bizarre, the unusual, the things that go bump in the night. Now, an interesting show, though. I got some stuff coming up I want to talk about on that program, including some weird stories. Let me see if I have that on my Facebook somewhere. A video, which is kind of bizarre. Actually, it's a picture, and it looks really weird. It's in the sky. It looks awfully weird. I'm gonna go. I think it's in my archive because I have lined up for our next show. So I'm trying to think what. One of the stories we're going to talk about is a mysterious doorway to the underworld found in Switzerland. It's a big sinkhole growing there. And a woman, and this is coming up on Friday, a woman asked Amazon's Alexa if she's connected to the CIA. Oh, I gotta check that one out. Oh, we didn't get around to talking about Rachel Dolezal, have we? Apparently, I had that in the promo, so I thought we were going to talk about it briefly. I should touch on it in just a couple of minutes, because it's old news, actually. She apparently is going broke. She's on food stamps and more than likely on the verge of getting evicted. So wonder how that... And I had a promo, my original promo, I had a line saying that, well, gee, you wanted to be black. How's that working for you? But I don't know, it sounded racist, and I'm sure that a lot of liberals would have got on me on that one. Oh, yeah. Recorded, I aired this, and I'm not sure if this is from the same guy, but it's called Airbus. It's a flying car, and I was, just before I went on the air, on my 9-foot signal, on my closed circuit signal, I was playing a episode from the Conspiracy Show with Richard Syrett, in which he interviewed a guy who was doing this. Created a Airbus, or what is known as a flying car. Yeah, you see them on the Jetsons. But now, this could be real. Yeah. Flying car, folks. It's gonna be
Airbus just debuted a new flying car concept. The idea works a little bit like if the Jetsons had Uber. An app on your phone would call this flying car over to your house to take you across the city, over the traffic, and get you to literally wherever you would want to go. Now, the concept might seem a little far-fetched, but Airbus is hoping to do flight tests at the end of this year. They're thinking that hopefully in about 10 years we could see cities filled with these golf carts with drones on top of them.
Ha! Is that cool or what? Oh, wow. I mean, it does. Well, see, I was talking about this the other day, too. Okay? I was talking about this the other day. This is a flying car, folks. This is real. And I was just playing. I don't know if this is from the same guy that was being interviewed on Richard Syrett or not. But it's a flying car. It looks like a giant drone. It looks like a giant drone. It's got 4 propellers. And this thing will fly you over the city. It's like an Uber, so you don't own it. You just get picked up on it, okay? You just get picked up. And they'll fly you over traffic to your destination. It's supposed to be an auto car. I'm not sure, but I don't know if this is from the same guy or what, but I'm going to do some research on it. Not sure if it's the same guy that was interviewed on the conspiracy show or not, but I'm going to be checking into this to find out, and maybe I can get him as a guest for a future Way Out There. I'm going to try. All right, this is pretty cool, though. This is a flying car, and it looks like a giant drone, and far out. I'd like to see this be reality. Can you imagine? I can imagine this one day. I'm just like getting stuff ready for my show, or I have my dog out and going to get the mail, right? And I look up at the sky and I see this giant-looking drone with 4 propellers, and I'm thinking, what in the heck? What, UFO? No, it's a flying car. What? Okay, so look for that in the sky in not too far distant future. Here on, you never know. I'll probably take my camera out and take a video of that, and we'll put it on the Gary Russen program. And of course, we're gonna have the Gary Russen program combination Way Out There, and I'll probably show that video quite often of this thing flying overhead. And so, if you're the one flying that flying car, well, you never know. You might just be on the Gary Russen program YouTube show. How about that? Okay, let me see. I don't know. I'm looking for something else that I kind of crossed into, but I didn't find it yet. And whether or not I find it, I'll probably find it after I get off the air. I always do that. I'll look at it and say, there it is. Now I just got off the air, and here we go. Whoa, this would have been good. I might do this for like Way Out There, but I like I said before, I want to preview Way Out There, so I'm going to do this now. I'm going to preview Way Out There, the strange, the bizarre, the unusual, the things that go bump in the night. Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock Central on GJRB, 4 o'clock in the East, and 1 o'clock Pacific. So tune in for that. Right at 11 o'clock, we're going to have Last 7 Days for you people in the West, and then followed by Way Out There 1. And I'm going to try to find that story. It looks like, I don't know what, I can't find that story now, and I bet you I'll find it after I get off the air. Watch and see if I get it right. Because it always happens that way. It always does. I don't know why, but after a while, I find it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into my saved stash and see if maybe I can pull it up if I find it. But it will be on Strange But True, and see if maybe we can find it. And, oh, yeah, I've always wanted this sounder, and I finally got it 35, 40 years later. I'm from Pittsburgh, and back home we had Boron gas station, which I think Boron and Sahio were like kind of owned by the same parent company. Well, their commercials always sounded like this. Their commercials always, listen to this. And I've always wanted this. This is the weather sounder for... Yeah, I've always wanted that sounder. Oh, yeah, well, it's starting to look like it. Okay, it's not feedback. That was weird. That's the Sohio or the Boron weather sounder. And you used to hear this over the radio. And if you people listen to the radio in Ohio or in the Pittsburgh area, you'd hear that. And that was the commercials for Sohio or Boron gas stations. No fuel line freeze up. I remember that line from that commercial. No fuel line freeze up or Boron pays your tow. Yeah, remember that. Anyway, I think it was Sohio too. I think they're owned by the same company. But anyway, how about this? Here's the video. Here's the article about Snoop Dogg. And I had a friend of mine tell me that I was jealous of him. No, I'm not jealous of him. This clown that looks like Trump and looks like an idiot. Just can't believe they do this. Anyway, it's got he pointed the gun at him, right? And it comes out and it just says bang. There's a flag coming out of it. One of those like a toy gun. And like I said before, I would really like to see the Secret Service come and ask him some questions and say, Mr. Snoop Dogg, what's your intentions for Mr. Trump? What are you going to do to Mr. Trump? I would be asking them a lot of questions. I think the Secret Service ought to take him in for questioning. That's what I think. I think the Secret Service ought to take Snoop Doggy and put him in and ask him some questions. Because when you point a gun, even if it's just a stupid clown, it's attempted murder. Let's think about that. I don't care if it's a video. I don't care if it's entertainment. It's attempted murder. So, I think that Mr. Snoop Doggy Dogg ought to be put in his kennel for a little while. All right, well, I'm going to be wrapping up the Gary Russen program for today here on GJRB Online. Didn't cover a lot of things. Rachel Dozell, old news, okay? I mean, that's it. I don't really care. Well, like I said before, look, she said she was black. She wanted to be black, so there you go. And it's not that they're, subject of food stamps and welfare and all that. It's just the fact of the matter is that she ruined the reputation she had. She was making big money and she did this stuff. And now see what's happening is a lot of people didn't like what she did with that stuff. The NCAA, whatever, that chapter in Washington, probably didn't like what she did. So they had the right to fire her. Sure, so hey, the other thing is, she can't get any job except other than reality television or making pornography movies. That's, according to them, what she's good for. Either of those two, reality show or pornography. That is terribly sad. If I was her, I'd take a reality show. But not pornography. Really. I mean, that would not be a good idea. No. So we're going to get into that a little bit more, but I'll tell you what, the Gary Russen program will be back on the air next month. I'll have a brand new lineup of shows. We're going to do a little bit more of a different format with a little bit more wide open talk. I'm going to do pretty much the same thing I always do, but we're going to do a little bit more. I'm going to dump all this stuff about calling liberals dumb. I mean, it's not going to do me. I've learned from my mistake yesterday. I mean, this woman that was on there kind of, made me look dumb. So, I'm a conservative and I'm proud of it. I'm an American and I'm proud of it. I respect the flag. I respect the men who fought for that flag. So she has a right to do what she wants to be, as far as I was concerned. That woman yesterday. But I blocked her from my Facebook. I don't know how she got on there in the first place. But, that's how that goes. But anyway, I couldn't find that, but I bet you I'll find it later, and when I do, I'll let you know about it on Facebook. And I will talk more about this, and we'll talk more about that with Sean Spicer in the Apple Store. But most importantly, we're going to talk about stuff that's the bizarre and the unusual on way out there. Some of the stories we'll have, including Brazilian president switches homes due to ghost. Talk about that one. And talk about that bug I talked about earlier in the show, the one that to be aware of. Why American suburbs are dying. That'd be a good one to talk about. But one, talking about angels. We were talking about that a while back on our Bible study. So let's see here. Sharia law outlawed in America. That's a good thing. Let's see. Brush fires near the Coors plant in Colorado. Yeah, that was... and a movie coming out called Geostorm. I saw previously. It looks really good. It's coming out this October. And there's that Coca-Cola story. I had mentioned Disney... and I accidentally said McDonald's by mistake. I meant to say Disney, and I'm sorry about that. Not attention to aiming at McDonald's, although I'm sure they are probably doing some kind of commercials supporting the homosexual lifestyle. It's hard to say. More than likely. And since we're halfway through this with only 17 minutes left, I'm going to stay on till the end of this Spreaker segment. So I thought we'd just kind of go through some of the stuff we're going to talk about on Friday real quick. So I'm kind of flying down the page to see if I can find that story that I wanted to do for Way Out There. It was a really bizarre one, and I'm hoping I find it. So that's why I'm staying on just a little bit longer. Okay, because coming up next on my 9-foot signal, we're going to have NCAA college basketball action, along with KROS AM 1340 and FM 105.9. Some basketball coming up next on GJRB Online FM. Talk FM 108. Well, there's that mysterious airship being captured by the space station camera before NASA cuts its feed. Gotta talk about that one on Friday. That one's a good story, as a matter of fact, so I'm going to re-share that one. Usually I just click it and it'll go in the archive, and I have it right there at the top of the page. Let's see, I'm looking for that one other story. The Shack is a new movie coming out. A lot of people are saying mixed reviews on that movie. It's supposed to be a Christian movie, but I've heard some not so good things about it. Jay Silverhills. Okay. Oh, by the way, I'm also going to be working on the Gary J's Radio, Television, and Movie Classics. And I have a brand new feature on that program, by the way. It is called, it's where I bring out some of the best, we talk about some of the old actors. We do a classic actors profile. and we'll pull out actors that were on classic TV shows and do a bio on them. So that's coming up on radio, TV, and movie classics. I found it. Strange shadow person appears in the sky over Zambia. This is going to be a strange story on Way Out There Friday. Really bizarre story, and I'm going to be going through that with you. So tune in Friday afternoon here on GJRB right after we get done with the last 7 days beyond 1 o'clock Central Time. So tune in for that. 1 o'clock Central. 1 o'clock Pacific, rather. 1 o'clock Central Time. 11 a.m. Pacific. And then follow that by Way Out There at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock East, and 1 o'clock in the Pacific for that on Friday afternoon. That's our last broadcast for a while. And like I said earlier, we're going to be on a small hiatus while we get things ready for our spring programming here on GJRB Online. So just to let you know about that. And that's going to put an end to the show. Yeah, what is that? Anyway, I'll put an end to the Gary Russen program for today. I almost said Way Out There. That's Friday. But we'll be back on Friday. I got a great Way Out There show. I'll be working on that one through tomorrow. And possibly a Thursday. I'm going to be picking up all the stories I want to talk about and see if we can get any responses on the ones that we talked about. Planet X. There's some more stuff on Planet X. And I'm going to kind of anticipating my recorder coming anytime soon. And I'm going to probably interview folks about this Planet X. I'm doing a little bit more research on it, though. But I don't know. I think that I'm still kind of on the fence over that one. So I'll be talking about that. But that's it for the Gary Russen program for today here on GJRB Online. I hope you enjoyed the show. We had some really interesting stuff to talk about. And we'll be back with another edition of the Gary Russen program next month as we start our brand new season. So this is the last Gary Russen program for a while. We're going to take a break. And then the first Gary Russen program, I'll mention when that's going to be during our GJRB Schedule Update podcast. Okay? And I'll let you know when that program's going to be. The first Gary Russen program under the new season. Until then, thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks for enjoying the Gary Russen program. We'll talk to you again on Friday for Way Out There, the strange, the bizarre, the unusual. Until then, have a great evening, everyone. So long. It's that time of year once again. Spring. A time when the weather gets warm and the flowers bloom. And GJRB is starting new programs and bringing back older ones that haven't been on for a while. It's the GJRB Spring Spectacular. All new programs and old ones returning like Radioland, Gary J's Radio and Television Classics under a new name. Radio, television, and movie classics featuring not just radio and television broadcast rarities, but also intermissions from drive-in movie theaters and indoor theaters too, old movie trailers, and movie trivia. The Spring Spectacular will also mean the return of the blues with Gary J's Blues House and Country Bluegrass with Bluegrass Jubilee. New additions to the Gary Russen program, including The Man on the Street, as I take my voice recorder to the streets of Clinton and ask people their opinions on what's going on in the news and lighter fun stuff. GJRB Spring Spectacular starts in April on GJRB. Watch. Pray. For you not know what hour the Son of God will return. Prophecy, New World Order, terrorism, economic
wars, pandemics, Israel. When they say peace, then cometh sudden destruction. Volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, signs in the heavens. Keep up with world news and events you hear on GJRB's News on the Hour. Go to End Time Headlines at www.endtimeheadlines.org. With a lot of chaos happening, keep in touch with End Time Headlines and GJRB.
After 1 year, the wait is over. Now join Pastor Ron Johnston and a panel of men and women to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy. In this world of chaos and upheaval, this is the program that puts it all into perspective. How will we survive? God only knows. So trust Him and listen to the last 7 days.
Uploaded as a podcast or live
Every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central
on GJRB Online. Programs scheduled on GJRB Online are subject to change and can change. If they do, watch for GJRB Schedule Update podcast on my Spreaker public site for time and date change announcements.
This is GJR Broadcasting.